Well, she wanted a shout out, so I'll give it to her. Jamie ruined everything. We're late because of Jamie. How dare she? Levack and Goz. And we're back. It is a Tech East Tuesday officially from the beautiful studios here at Tech East Fire and Water Restoration, or as Goz would say, back in together in studio.
Yeah,
Yes.
here we are.
Yes,
I can touch you again, Levack.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Oh.
I prefer if you didn't. But no, it's of course, Tech East Fire and Water Restoration, your best way back to normal. Check us out online at tefirewater.com. Little like teaser, that vehicle that's starting right now, that's going to be the Empire truck, just so you know.
Really?
Yes, that one right there. That's the new Empire truck.
I didn't know whose vehicle that was.
Who else's? It's Mike Corda's. But he loves both his babies, Tech East. Well, actually, I'm sorry, I should say all three. His daughter, Tech East, and the Empire. Those are his three children. He loves them all equally, actually. Which don't tell his daughter. But no, it's good to be back. I am going to be perfectly bluntly honest with everyone. I have had a day. So if there's a chance that I'm going to just lose it, it's today. It's today.
Someone's going to get smashed.
Right. And as always, you can watch us live on Tech East Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook page, as well as Godzilla Media's YouTube. And it looks like Goz's Twitter today because, well, Goz loves himself. At Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ. For anyone who's looking to be blocked, just go ahead and F with me right now, at the Jeff Levack. We also are available on Apple, Spotify, Apple's Peaches Pumpkin Pie. Whoever's not ready, holler I. Is another place you can find us. And
you should argue against you. I don't know. You went so fast, you might be right on that one.
And also, I don't know if you've heard of geocaching. Certain geocaches play us around the clock.
I don't know what that means, but I'll agree.
Right. So I knew you wouldn't, and I knew I could get away with it, so I went with it. Lot of great football. Actually, a lot of terrible football. 2 really great games is probably the best way to put it recently. The Sunday night game, Raiders, Chargers, phenomenal game. People talking about it, all that stuff. National championship game, a story of 2 halves. The first half was stinky doo-doo. It was kind of boring. I almost went to sleep. And then the second half happened, and all hell broke loose as the Georgia Bulldogs take out the Alabama Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide go down 33-18. And, I nailed that one. That was me. I had that one.
Yeah, we both had the Georgia winning that one, man. I like that. I like how you set that up, too, because that first half was so awful. I don't know how anybody could even twist it into saying it was good football. I had a decision to make at one point in the first quarter. Either continue watching this national championship game or put on Bubble Guppies to put my kid to bed. And then I went with Bubble Guppies. And then when he was already asleep, I thought, do I go back to Bubble Guppies? Because it's that bad right now. It was so awful.
It was a very special Bubble Guppies. That I don't know if you've seen that one. One of the Bubble Guppies learns that a frat house for a prank, swallowed a whole bunch of Bubble Guppies.
What a bizarre show. 4 fingers, no legs. Anyways, so I went back to the title game, and rightfully so, because the end was great. Like you said, the back and forth.
Who were you waving to, by the way?
Somebody just left.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they
went that way, apparently.
Looked like our friend Andre, who's a big Buccaneers fan, actually.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Right. So it was a great game at the end. And good for Georgia. Levack, at the end of that game, we see this all the time, whether it's football, baseball, hockey, whatever sport it is, that celebration when a team wins a championship. There was something different about that celebration on the field for Georgia. Kirby Smart had gone 0-4 against Saban, SEC championships, national championships. I'm trying to think back of a team, a school, a coaching staff. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. That was so excited to win. Like, I'm not even a Georgia fan, but like the pro athletes, we've seen dynasties, right? We've seen the Bradys and the Warriors and the Penguins in the NHL. Like, we've seen teams win multiple championships, the Giants in the World Series. That one was different last night, where you could feel like, oh my God, finally we beat them. Finally, we're getting the credit we deserve to be one of the top dogs, pun intended, in the country.
I love when they did the coming back from commercial and they showed like all the places that Smart worked for Saban. Like, I thought that was a really cool, way to kind of show it. Like, and now the pupil has become the master. Like it was cool. It was a good thing. Stetson Bennett the Fourth, which is the perfect name for a villain in an Adam Sandler movie. I mean, it took everything I had not to like just start poking fun at him. He was like straight ugly crying. Like he was so happy, he was so taken. He was, I mean, just if he started snot bubbling live on camera, I would not have been like, oh, I'm shocked that happened. He was ugly crying on camera. And I went from this like knee jerk, machismo reaction of like, oh, look at the dude crying, like, loser, to like, wow, that's a great moment. Good for him. And then watching him on Good Morning America this morning, where he clearly has not slept at all yet. They like poured coffee down his throat, like, here, go out there. He's like 2 Rumpelman shots deep at that, like on the way out.
I'd like to offer this advice for any sideline reporter, podcast, radio, television host. If you ever see the athlete shrug their shoulders, they don't want to do the interview anymore. Like that's the ultimate, like no more questions. I want out. Levack used to tell me this when I was producer, right? The old turtle. Like if they go like this, they don't want anything to do with this anymore. Right. Poor Stenson Bennett's turtling all the time. Like, come on. Can I go? Can I just go with my teammates and hang out?
Hey, I walked on, left, went to a JUCO, came back, and I won a national championship. And I'd like to go celebrate some more. If that's okay with everyone. I'm probably not going to be anything big in the NFL. This is my moment. Let me go celebrate some more. Or sleep. One or the other. I don't really care which. Cool game all the way around. Like I'll tell you though, if your team drafts a defensive player from Georgia or Alabama, you just got to feel good about the world right now. Like that's just those two defenses. I like the Georgia guys just because I heard about the adjustments they made. Like you heard about big old Jordan Davis, number 99, going, yeah, dude, we just didn't have legs at the end of the game. So like, he's leaving interviews to go run. And like as a big fella, just like, hey, I'm going to go run. Okay, whatever. Like I love the work they put in, and I love it worked out for them.
I think when you evaluate Georgia, I hope when people look back at this Georgia defense, this is a huge compliment, but it's true. They might revolutionize the way in which we watch defense at the NFL level. And what I mean by that is if you were to put all these guys in a room, the 11 starters besides Jordan Davis, so take him out of it, but like the other,
he's 2
linebacker, cornerback, safety. I can't tell who's who. Like they're such good athletes. Yeah. They're all so big, strong, and fast. You can find like maybe a cornerback's a little bit skinnier, a linebacker's more built. All these guys, if you told the corner he's got to go play inside linebacker, he could do it. If you got to tell the outside linebacker he's got to go play safety, he could do it. If you got to tell the other kid to go to play defensive, they just have the 11 best football players on their defense. There's a great play at the end of the game, the fourth quarter, where Georgia's up and Bryce Young throws a pass, and they show the defensive line, and they're crawling like actual dogs at Bryce Young in the fourth quarter. I'm like, yo, that is some intensity that is not on any football teams you can find, like some champion teams where you're crawling to get the QB like it's an August drill with the coach. Those guys are awesome.
And you could see that the Georgia defense was burnt. Like they didn't have anything. It was like a Hulk Hogan moment. Like, oh, the Hulk's just got nothing left, and then, like he shakes and gets up and he like kicks your ass. Like that's kind of what it felt like. It was like they're getting worked, they're getting pushed around a little bit, and then all of a sudden, a couple big plays, couple big interception, all that. And here they are, and they're right back in it. They're shaking, dropping a leg on Saban and Alabama. Is it a fair criticism that Bryce Young is not ever going to be an NFL quarterback?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dropped
that one on you.
Yeah, he did. It was weird because the broadcast was saying that too. Like, well, Mac Jones, he's in the NFL. He's already better than Tua. People are like, whoa, it's the first quarter, Chris. First quarter. If I had, I guess I'd stack them up against those three. I had to say Mac Jones, Tua, Jalen Hurts, he's got to be in the conversation too. He's got a lot more season to play, but if I had to rank him, I'd put him fourth just because those guys are so good. Like they're all starters in the NFL. He was the best player in the country this past year. His hype around him next year is going to be unreasonable. But yeah, he's a lot smaller than some of those guys. He's not faster than Hurts. He's not a better passer than Jones. All the stuff that he's going to be evaluated against other Alabama quarterbacks in certain skill sets are better. So he's just got an offseason where he's got to work. And the way he talks and the way he works, he might be even better next season.
Are you willing to admit you screwed up your Heisman vote and that you should have given it to Aiden Hutchinson like you talked about all season long? Are you willing to admit that you dropped the ball on this one, Gozzy Bear?
No.
Wow.
There was
Go down with that ship, why don't you?
To make it feel better for you, Levack, there was a moment in the game where My wife looks at me. She goes, "Hey, isn't that the guy you voted for the Heisman? He's not doing too good." I'm like, "All right, enough out of you over there. All right, no, he had a great season. No. Hutchinson's really good too, though. Second place,
first place, number one in your hearts." There's Levack and Goz. We're live here at Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. Your best way back to normal. Check us out online. tefirewater.com. National championship is behind us. I felt like you're younger, so you probably never had this moment. When you were a little kid leading up to Christmas, did you ever go through the Toys R Us catalog and just start circling toys that you wanted to make sure Santa would bring you?
When I was a little kid, yeah.
Look, kids will never have that because it's the internet. You can't circle the friggin'. You probably check it on like Amazon. Here, Mom, send this to friggin' Saint Nick. Sorry, Santa, for saying friggin' Saint Nick. I felt like that last night with Jordan Davis. I'm like, if there's any way on God's green earth, like I don't care if he has like a weird story come out or whatever, that he could end up in silver and black next year. And the Raiders defensive line is actually solid as all hell, but that guy is just different. Like you see certain people on the field and they don't look like anybody else. Like he looks like three somebody else's together as one. What I would give to have that dude in silver and black.
You know, the Raiders too, and you know this, the Raiders old school was biggest, fastest, strongest.
Yeah.
That's how
always the fastest, whoever
always.
The fastest is.
It just makes me think about when Warren Sapp left Tampa and went to Oakland. Isn't that kind of what they wanted him to be, like Jordan Davis? Like, hey, Warren, just take up two gaps. Like, let him be playmaker once. No, Jordan Davis could be like Vince Wilfork, Tony Siragusa, play 10 plus years in the league and just get double teamed every play, and he'll have a fine career doing it.
Yeah, and well, I mean, like Vita Vea, like Maori from Moana over there in Tampa. Like he's somebody I always thought was going to end up on the Raiders, but there's Jordan Davis will be going with top 5, probably. In this quarterback class, unless the quarterback starts screaming up the board.
Oh, yeah, I would take him top 5. I don't know why Kuiper. Yeah, I would. I mean, he's one of the best players in the country. Yeah. Yes, I don't know if Kuiper and McShay are going to.
There's no one else like him. Right. There's nothing else. Like he reminds me of, what was it, Mount Cody? Like all those big nose tackles used to come out like Bama. Mm-hmm. Everybody would go nuts over it, but they were just giant humans that you like. Literally, I'll just stand here and you're gonna have to run around me. It's another 3 yards to get to the line of scrimmage. Where he's got that size, but he also is athletically gifted.
One of my favorite lines about any NFL team, you can go back to the days of like Courtney Brown for Penn State, Mario Williams for NC State. If that guy walks into your office as an NFL team and walks out and you say, we're not going to take him, how? If he's that big, that strong, that good, and he leaves and you're like, I don't think so. I don't see it. His head just hit the door. I don't know. Not quite sure about him. Well, he just has that factor. Yeah.
If this is like last year, there's a bunch of quarterbacks, there's a bunch of this, a bunch of that, like whatever. I just don't see anything that, like, obviously Aiden Hutchinson, was it Thibodeau there? Like those guys, fine. Edge rushers. And after that, who's better? Some old linemen, maybe top 5. Okay. If you want to slide down to wherever the Raiders end up, I won't be mad about it. Won't judge everybody else. It's not going to happen, but I'd love it. That's the other thing, like, is whoever, like, as we see, like, the, rotation of new coaches, new GMs, all these things come in. I kind of just if I end up needing a new GM in Vegas, can I get a gunslinger? Can I get a guy who goes like sure, Mayak is not afraid to draft people that nobody else wants, like Leatherwood, who gets offsides all the time. But trade up and get me a little JD in my life, little double 9s. I wouldn't. You're secure for a long time with me. You pull that deal off. That'd be great. Levack and Goz live here at Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. Thursday, we are going to be over at Mohawk Honda.
That's right. 2022 Levack. We're talking about champions, a new start to the year, new vehicles, new you. How about a new ride? You can do it at Mohawk Honda. Like you said, 4 to 5:30 we'll be broadcasting live. Shout out to our guy, Nate, who will help us and hopefully prevent anything from breaking or the table. Hopefully Lindsey Harridan will be there as well, helping us.
Did you tell Nate we were going?
I'll text him tomorrow.
Do you actually have his number?
I think this is the right Nate this time. I know Nate is a good person and wouldn't ignore my text, and I found out because I was texting the wrong person and the wrong number.
No, he's like cursing out poor Nate over at Mohawk, and I'm like,
look at this list of people that I love at Mohawk, right? Lindsay, and Greg Johnson, and McKenna's, and John and Service, and I could go through the list more and more. Nate, I know you're on that list because now you respond to my text because I'm texting the right number. That's how close we are.
He never did not return a text. You just didn't text him.
It's like that GIF, right? Think about it. Can't get back to you.
I'm like, wow, he gets back. He and I talk like twice a day. What is going on? What did you do to him?
Get the new vehicle, Mohawk Honda, in Glenville. Wherever you're listening across upstate New York, it is worth the drive to Glenville to find your new ride. Work with people you can trust during the car buying experience. Levack and I have done it. Do the same for yourself. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you.
Rolling with the with the football. Let's go ahead and do the not so rapid recap. Kind of the way I look at when we did the picks for this week. There's games that matter. There's games that didn't, and I don't want to go crazy on the games that didn't matter. But let's just roll through it. Let me know if you got something to say about it. KC wins 28-224 over Denver. Vic Fangio out. I will point something out. We're hearing more and more requests to interview more and more coaches. I'm still not hearing Eric Bieniemy's name. Is the bloom off the rose there with Bieniemy? Is that done? Is that over?
He has to be such a horrendous interview.
He's got to be.
I mean, there's people. I don't care what you do for a living. You'd have a friend. Hell, it could be a family member. You're like, I think you're going to get the job. And others, you're like, no. Like, why are you so bad at this? Eric Bieniemy has to be the worst interview because, like you said, the resume is there, the skill set is there, the production is there. He just must be terrible at interviewing. So, yeah, I guess they must have got around that just he can't lead pro athletes. Like, he's not going to be the rah-rah guy in the locker room. That means a lot to some people.
It's got to be like the offense fell off a little bit this year, but the defense has been so much better. But, like, it's got to be like, well, you can't win without Andy Reid or Pat Mahomes. And maybe nobody's ever told him. Maybe he's got like halitosis. Maybe he's got like stinky breath. I don't know. I feel like he's toast. Especially people are already interviewing, everybody who's involved with the Bills, everybody who's involved with the Bucs, all those interviews are coming out there. Nobody's even taking a sniff of that stinky breath Bieniemy.
And this is the one
He's his own worst Bieniemy, I've heard.
Do we have that? Do we have the drum thing on here?
I don't even know. I don't even know where it is.
Oh no.
No. There you go. That's probably better. There it is.
Yeah. All right. We found it.
Blue.
Bieniemy should take the Denver job because that division is stacked. And
well, plus you get to hurt. You hurt them.
Yes. And
but realistically, who does Aaron Rodgers want? Is probably the better question.
Yeah, and that's the parting shot of Vic Fangio in that final press conference. Like, look at the division, right? I mean, they all got great quarterbacks. We don't. Like, damn, Vic. What? I mean, you had to go torch everybody on the way out. Yeah, I guess so.
Are you shocked that he was defensive?
No.
I mean, he is one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. Sadly, he was the head coach. Sure, he was defensive when he left. It's his calling card. It's what he does.
17-13 final. Fan football. Thanks.
Yeah, I was shocked that Denver was ever in that game, to be honest with you, because they don't have a quarterback, because KC's defense has been so freaking good. And guy Pat Mahomes, still decent at the football. Dallas, I thought Philly was going to give Dallas a fight. Just like Dallas is, in spite of their head coach and whatever else is going on, they seem to be pretty damn good at football. 51-26, they beat Philadelphia. Again, Philadelphia banged up, COVID, this, that, and the other thing, didn't have as much to play for. I still thought they would just man up and give Dallas a fight. Wasn't the case. Since I'm doing the coaching thing off the rip, Dan Quinn helping Kellen Moore, doing mock interviews for him so that he knows what to expect when he interviews for a head coaching job. Is that like, that's one of those weird ones, like he either really, really likes him or really, really effing hates him. There's no in between. It's one or the other. Oh, this scam likely. How about that? How about that? Phone call comes in for me, and my phone is even like, yo, I don't know. This is probably a scam.
I saw it was the next man. I was like, oh, who does Levack know named Sean?
That's what I thought too at first.
Scam.
I almost want to answer it.
Yeah. With the Dallas situation, this is a classic move now that we have mobile betting. We'll get to more about mobile betting probably later in the week, the cool things that are going on. Jalen Hurts isn't playing.
By the way.
Me too. Gardner Minshew. Oh, no. Delete. Get the bet out of there.
I thought Gardner Minshew was going to be fun.
Yeah.
Because, again, he's playing for a job. Like, there's guys out there. We'll talk about one of the games. I think that's the whole thing to pay attention to is you have guys out there playing for a job versus guys trying to play for next week. I thought Minshew would go out there and, have a little fun out there. Get the hair flowing. Get the old Mississippi mud flapper going. That little Texas waterfall happening. A little mullet. Nah, nothing. Poop from the Eagles. Speaking of poop, have you watched the Giants game? Because you'd be the only one. No one was there when they got their asses whipped 22-7 by the Washington football team, soon to have a name. Dude, somebody's legitimately getting pulled over right now in front of Techie's Fire and Water Restoration on Central Ave.
Levack, it's right in front of us. I want to turn the camera so bad.
I don't think that's illegal.
I don't think we can do that either. So we won't turn the camera, but it is right noon to us right here. The thing with the Giants, I don't know how we want to handle this Giants story because we could save a little bit of that GM talk and head coach
does not
talk.
look happy either.
He's ticked.
Oh, he's not happy.
We could save some of that for our Thursday show for Mohawk Honda because we have so much on our plate here for this show. But for the Giants on that final game, my goodness, Giant fan, like you want to be embarrassed and be so disappointed in that team. One of the great stats this season was Kenny Golladay had less touchdowns in 2021 than Andrew Thomas, the offensive lineman.
I heard that. It's not right. It's you see that performance, right? Or lack thereof. And that we're not going to even talk about Judge's job. Like this is legitimately one of the situations where you're going to go get a GM. And if a head needs to roll, you're going to let that be the first thing the new GM does, right? Like a new GM comes in and like literally goes, I could have this guy who I like Judge. I think this is a really bad year. I think he had a very good year last year. I like Judge. If I could have Judge or Flores, I'm going Brian Flores.
Yes.
All day, every day. Same pedigree. Well, similar pedigree, and he's successful.
It's good.
I just think the New York media and Brian Flores would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
I got a lot more on that. I want to save that for Thursday's show, though. So, Jesus. Giants fan,
is there anything you want to talk about today, guys?
No, that's it. That's it. Just Giants stuff.
Hi, I'm Goz. Everybody's leaving tech. He's going, look, somebody got pulled over out front. Yeah. I so want to turn around and look at it. Oh, there's a lot of ice over here where Matt Woods, the guy who sells all our tickets for the Empire.
That was Matt Woods?
Yeah. You didn't realize that?
Oh, man, he looks a lot older. I didn't realize that was Matt Woods. He's an old man now.
He's like 24.
I know. He looks a lot older than I remember him. I remember as a wee buck back in the Hobart days.
I saw a picture of you and I with Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, and John Falante. And the two of us, I had like this friggin' flowing hair going. You look like a baby. And then now, I look like I ate the guy with the flowing hair. You have a baby. I look like I'm gonna have a baby. There goes Jamie.
Jamie looks so wonderful. She goes. Look how beautiful
Jamie. She's throwing up deuces. No gang symbols. There's like police officer right there. She throws up gang symbols. It's weird.
She's eating the ice. Oh, she might go.
She might go. There's like everything at Tech East, like out front, is completely clean. There's one path to get over to where like a lot of us park on the side of the building. It's a sheet of ice. It's a sheet of ice. And no one seems to realize you should walk off into like the dirt a little bit. And they all try to walk the path. So I'm just like watching it going like, kind of want to fix it. Kind of don't want to fix it. I don't know where the rock salt is here. I'm the one person at Tech East who doesn't actually do anything. Don't tell everybody else. Everybody else works their ass off. Our GM, Jeremy's one of the hardest working dudes in the world. Mike Corda, the owner. I don't know anybody who works more than that guy. Don, Jay, even Paulie's weird ass. He works hard. Me, I talk about work. It's great. So I just see this stuff. I'm like, hey, there's ice out there. And everybody's like, oh, do something about it. I'm like, I just did. Talked about it. It's my job.
That looks tough. Somebody should get on that.
I do. Yeah. Before somebody falls on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually going to wipe out on the way out of here and own half this place. It's going to be great. Take that, Mike. Friends since kindergarten, now business partners, whether you like it or not. All right. Moving on from the terrible Giants and the accident that is them to whatever else is going on. It's rare that you see a 27-10 score and it does not accurately portray the ass whooping that the Bills gave the Jets. Jets in it into the third quarter score-wise, but 53 yards of total offense. Pestered the Bills, annoyed the Bills. Bills get it done. Bills win the AFC East.
Watching Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, the running backs are finally getting it.
Oh, Singletary especially.
Jet fan, it feels like you guys are light years away from each other because just simple plays, like there's a play where Josh Allen's rolling to the right. He's getting pressured by the Jets. He steps back and throws it 55 yards on a dime and just misses a wide receiver. I'm like, oh my God, what a play. And I thought, I've never seen anything like that for the Jets the entire year. Like even an incomplete pass looked good for the Bills in comparison to the Jets. The Jets for years have had no offense. It's not even a Bowles or Rex Ryan thing. It's Joe Douglas just not finding the pieces. It's just nothing can move on that offense. And Yeah, Buffalo wins the division. Shout out to the Bills Mafia for all that big victory right there.
Is Wilson like the youngest guy to ever come out of BYU? I thought everybody who came out of BYU was like my age. I thought like
the adults.
Right. Like, how the hell he come out of BYU looking like that? I do like it seems like he's gotten rid of the samurai headband, which is a win. That's a big step in the right direction. I feel like the future is bright for Gangrene now. It really, like, if Mekhi Becton gets off his fat ass, literally, I can say that I'm fat. And they draft this year like they had, like they did last year. I could see. I think there's good things in the future for the old big game Bob Saleh and the Jets. I feel like they're on the way.
That's the key right there. 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, the 69th nice pick in the 3rd round. Big draft for the Jets coming up. That's the team months from now has the most important draft on the way, and maybe the Eagles as well too. But those 2 teams are 1-2.
Giants too, right? Giants got the 2 first-round picks, and
yep.
So it depends. We just don't know we don't know who's shopping for the groceries at this moment.
Right.
To quote Mr. Parcells, Coach Parcells. Browns took out the Bengals, kind of. I mean, I don't know who played in this game. I don't. Not sure. 21-16 final score. Game meant nothing, and it looked like it.
There it is. That's all I got on that. Baker didn't play. Maybe he'll be back next season. Cleveland radio can argue about that for the next 8 months.
Yeah, and listen, maybe the Bengals should have used all their starters. I think they
selfish of them.
There's a chance, all those fans paid for tickets. I think it's rude of them
Cowards.
To rest up for the first round of the playoffs. It's garbage.
Cowards.
Yeah. Hopefully you're rusty. Rested versus rust. We'll do that debate on Thursday. Look, now I'm going to push everything to Thursday. How do you feel about it now, Goz?
I love it. Easy to promote.
That Goz Techies Tuesday. Packers. I feel like the Packers did everything in their power to lose to the Lions. Ultimately end up winning 37-30.
This is one of these games you rush to your phone. You hear like Aaron Rodgers is playing. Wait, what? No, he's not. Oh, no, I just turned it on. He's not out there. No, he was. Was he? Hang on. That was that game. Good for Detroit. Good victory. But it freaks people out because Packer fan did see Aaron Rodgers at some point on the field taking snaps.
Yeah. I mean, again, he played. Where you at, Bengals? Joe Burrow. Go Tigers. In the battle of you ain't gonna be here next week, Vikings give a going away present to Don Zimmer. Zimmer,
R.I.P.
Mike Zimmer.
R.I.P. Don Zimmer.
Don Zimmer. How dare I besmirch your good name? You would never wear purple, sir. 31-17 over the Bears. So Zimmer gets a going away gift. Nagy just has to go away.
And move best, more so for Chicago. They fired both. And actually, both teams did the same thing. Both fired their GMs too.
Yeah.
So
it's weird when you keep one without the other. It just seems weird to me. So I think it's a good thing. I can see maybe the Vikings. Nothing's going on. Nothing to see here. None of
Val
our
Venus.
That's Jay Venus, actually. one of our greats right here. Big
dance.
Pats fan. Very excited about the world. That's a guy, Jay. Very excited about the Pats.
Yeah, Vikings and Bears fans. There you go. The future is coming in the next few weeks. Big decisions to make.
Yeah, the future is coming. Might be good.
Hot take.
Why not? Speaking of playing for a job versus playing to play one more week, Jags 26-11 over the Colts. Upset of all upsets. Is Frank Reich overrated?
No, I'm not going to go that far, but this has to be in the conversation of one of the biggest upsets. This is it. This is the biggest upset of the year. Biggest upset of the year.
Your fan base showed up dressed like clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like legitimately came to get their entire staff fired. And you lost to them. You lost to the Jags in Jacksonville.
There were people that were confident that if Indianapolis got to the postseason, they would have been the most dangerous team in the AFC because the matchups. Me and Dan Orlovsky. Yeah, if they'd actually got in because of the matchup potential.
That's more upsetting than anything. You agree with Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, what the hell?
What's wrong with you?
The matchup was right there for him. I feel for our guy, Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance. We'll get to him in a second.
That's karma.
That's a tough loss, man. I feel for Colts fans.
That stinks.
The worst team in the NFL you're playing the final week of the season. One of the hottest teams, and you can't win, and you lose by double digits. Yeah. Seriously, one of the biggest upsets of the last 5 years in the NFL.
How about this too, though? The Jags beat the Bills, and you know what I mean? They beat the Bills and the Colts. They beat two of the best teams in the AFC. That don't make no kind of. Like that's live from Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. Not so rapid recap. Moving on. Big Ben is not big gone yet, but just one step closer. 16-13. Steelers beat the Ravens. Ravens, every game was ugly. Just not every game was winnable, apparently. They just kept showing Lamar Jackson like freezing on the sideline. like what? Just let him go inside. He doesn't need to sit out there. Just let him go inside. He's not doing anything to help. He's freezing. They just keep showing him. I got to deal with one more week of dirty old Big Ben. Just let Lamar Jackson go inside, please.
And think, if you're a Raven fan, if you win that game, your team is in the postseason, despite all of the injuries that team has had since August, with the running backs in and out. They almost did it. Pittsburgh, enough at the end. That was a great 1:00 game. That was classic Pittsburgh Baltimore.
Big Ben's still around. Look, I got nothing against Steeler fan has been very good to me. I'll tell you why coming up very shortly. I actually went from Steeler fan being like my mortal enemy to Steeler fan, and I get along just fine right now. But I hate Big Ben. Like if Big Ben got like 3-way sacked by whoever, I don't even care what players hit him, Patrick Queen, remember, and he just exploded on the field and they still won, I'd be okay with the Steelers. I just hate Big Ben. I'm just over it.
Soon, Levack, it'll be over for you. Your hatred of Big Ben has been there for years, and it's almost done.
He'll do something. He'll find a way.
He's come out of retirement?
Either that or he'll go play for Jacksonville Sharks or something. I'll have to see him twice a year in the NAL. Some crap like that. I'll be like, damn it.
Now I'm thinking about him owning the team, and then you guys got to hang out at president meetings and owner meetings, just you and Roethlisberger hanging out.
I'll be staying away from the bathroom. Titans survive the Texans 28-25. Titans get it done. They are the number 1 seed. I think that's a big, big deal. I think KC is very banged up. If KC had a week to rest, they might run roughshod through the AFC. So good job, Titans. You get King Henry back, but you still have Ryan Turdahill. So I'm not going to go ahead and predict you going much farther than the first or second round.
Not a great game. I thought Tennessee would blow them away. Again, it's so weird how week 18 I thought differently about these divisional dogs.
If you just heard that burp, I apologize. Excuse me.
Our guy Tom wrote in from Johnson Supply. Cannot wait to listen to the show today to hear all the credit you guys are going to give the Titans.
Okay, I really like Mike Vrabel. I may like Mike Vrabel more than anyone who's ever worn that filthy Patriots uniform or worked for Ohio State. I may like him more than anybody who's ever done that. The problem is Tannehill. I hate Ryan Tannehill.
I've got this question for trivia this week.
Not as much as Big Ben, but I hate him.
Guys,
wait, are we going to give a little teaser for trivia?
It is a little
right,
trivia. Round 4, question 5. I'm going to ask everybody trivia Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For more information, check out the Godzilla Media trivia video.
Ooh.
That the Tennessee Titans are the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Right.
How many teams do you think will get that answer right this week?
I want to do the question.
Well, who's the number 1 seed in the AFC? I think you know it.
Tennessee Titans.
Okay. How many people do you think actually will know that answer? That kind of talks to the popularity or lack thereof nationally of the Titans, and maybe this is the year where they have
and the
to
new
break
system
through.
too, where it's only one bye and all that other stuff, and all we're talking about is all these teams playing. I think I'd be pretty disappointed if somebody didn't know.
I'll put it at 75%.
You get a lot of football fans, like when you ask NFL questions. No, all right, then lower 50 or less. You're gonna get a lot of New England Patriots, Chiefs, Bills, teams they know, teams they've heard of before. A lot of Albany Empire answers. I would think that should be a bonus point. If somebody gets that, they should get half a point. If somebody guesses Albany Empire for number 1 seed in the AFC.
Which, speaking of, I got to go back and check this. You might be taking somebody out to dinner soon, right?
No,
Oh, I thought it was a youth thing.
We are happy hour. Well, happy hour action.
Is it Justin, our winner?
It is.
Shout out to Justin, man.
Congratulations.
Who wants to reach out to him? You or me? We'll do this on
you.
Okay.
I don't do work. Especially since obviously I'm picking up the tab.
It is a Godzilla Media contest too. So right?
It's a Godzilla Media contest that I get to pay for. The Godzilla is now costing me money. All right. So yeah, congrats Titans for barely beating one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL. Congratulations.
There you go. There's the credit, Tommy, you're looking for.
There you go. One of the 3 where you barely beat them. Didn't even come close to cover. Saints over Falcons 30-20. New Orleans go into the playoffs. New Orleans, they could very well be wearing that badge of team nobody else really wants to play, because they will drag your ass into the mud and kick you a little bit.
Who'd you say, New Orleans?
Yeah.
I think New Orleans is out of the postseason now.
I thought they were in.
What happened was the Niners bumped them. The Niners win over the
I've been
Rams.
drinking a little.
Well, I guess I'm going to combine both these games now. The Niners were losing in that fourth quarter. They needed a Jimmy Garoppolo touchdown late. Yeah. Everyone wrote off San Francisco, including me. I'm going through the scenarios on my phone. I'm like, oh, no.
I haven't slept.
Not New Orleans. Please, I don't want New Orleans in the postseason.
Right. Because you're a Buccaneers fan.
Exactly right. So New Orleans, although they win that game, they had to watch Garoppolo go down the field, and the Niners will get that spot, and it'll be Niners-Cowboys.
I haven't really slept since the Raiders game. If I'm being perfectly honest. I enjoyed it very much, but I have not slept yet at all. And I'm not going to sleep till Brooklyn. Levack and Goz is, I literally almost said an old radio station. Right there. I almost
good
did it
save,
right
good save.
I almost did it. Shanahan owns McVay, like you were just talking about. Niners over Rams 27-24. McVay is the wunderkind and all this stuff, and he's great. And this, not when he plays Shanahan. Shanahan smacks him. It's not good.
He's a great coach. I say it every single time, and I know it's a dead horse, and I get it, but the Niners and Cowboys, when we get deeper into these playoff previews, that is poised right now on a Tuesday to be my favorite game to watch.
We haven't acknowledged Corey yet.
Okay.
I got fourth on the Bull Mania, Corey from Greenwich.
Great, Corey.
Goz got 3. What are you going to do? I'm
tied for second, by the way, Corey.
Yeah, 3.
Technically, the tiebreaker got me 3. That's right.
3. You're 3. Niners are interesting because I heard Mike Tannenbaum break this down this morning, and I thought it was a really, really good point. There's a lot of familiarity when the Niners play the Cowboys. So Dan Quinn was the head coach in Atlanta when Shanahan was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta. So who knows whose system better? The head coach who watched the offense be run, or the offensive coordinator who practiced against his defensive scheme, even though he wasn't the DC?
One of the many reasons why that game, even though I've said for weeks I want Bills Patriots, and I get it, the weather is going to play a factor again in that game. That's why a more exciting, intriguing, better watch will be Cowboys Niners.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Dolphins beat the Pats. Flores still gets booted 33-24. Fish swish the Pats. Mac Jones looks a little bit like a rookie in this one.
Yeah, New England does not perform at the level they should. And now speaking out loud of the bowl scenarios and the playoff scenarios and everything else, Baltimore would have got bumped by Miami. So they needed a loss of Baltimore. Wouldn't have made the postseason anyways because of what happened in the result of that game. Here's an interesting comparison here for Flores. And I feel like you might feel the same way. I was stunned he got let go.
Yeah.
Stunned.
Yeah.
I thought of all the list of the coaches, Nagy made sense. Zimmer was rumored. Fangio rumored.
Yep.
Wins and losses.
Flores was rumored, but
he was in a different spot. That team was rebuilding with Flores and Tua, the additions. Like they were poised to build their way up. I never looked at Miami and thought, what a disappointing team at the end, because what would they have to do to live up to the hype? But social media has pointed out today that Adam Gase and Brian Flores over 3 seasons have almost the identical record. Gase has 1 more victory. I think that's not an apples and apples comparison, though, right? Like that franchise was at a different spot. To say like Adam Gase was a better coach than Flores, I don't know if that's even close to being true. But Gase got to the postseason with Jay Cutler, and Flores did it. But so much has changed in that division. It's not even the same comparison.
Well, the rumor is it has to do with Flores not wanting to do things the way the organization wanted to do things. Was never really on board with the Tua situation, may not be on board with, let's say they want to go Deshaun Watson. Like he could be the kind of guy who looks over and go, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who's going to tolerate his quarterback going out and getting rubbing tugs. Whether it be voluntary or involuntary, he's not going to he just doesn't want that press for a quarterback. I mean, you got to remember the Parcells statement was always, I don't want a superstar quarterback. Now, Belichick hasn't exactly said that, but look at how Brady was the entire time he was there. Look how Mac Jones is. Flores might be looking around going, I don't want one either. So Tua wants to be a star, even though he isn't playing like one. He's playing okay. And then you're going to try and give me Watson or whoever else? No thanks. Okay, well, we don't want you. Peace out. I don't think he'll be unemployed very long.
No.
Our guy Cam, Instacam. Hello, boys. Everybody's doing the 10-year challenge. I'm almost convinced that 10 years ago when Cam was a small child, he was a bit of an arrogant dick. Good looking. Cam, I'm putting it out there. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. Good looking kid. He's got that look. He's doing like the rock eyebrow. He's like, what's up? Like I think our guy Cam, now grounded, down to earth, great guy. I think when he was a kid, might have been a bit of an arrogant dude.
Whoa, I looked
Might have been. Cam, tell the truth.
So
you be honest. Cam, were you full of yourself?
You're telling me Cam's got like the model rock swag to him 10 years ago. Now he's embraced who he is and he's a changed man. All right.
I don't know. I mean, he
find
just
out
seems, maybe it was just like maybe somebody said, give me blue steel. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but I don't know. I'm logged in as, I can't use my Facebook right now. Everything I like log in as somebody else. Somebody used my computer when I was away at lunch today.
Whose computer is this?
Who is this?
Where am I?
Where's all this porn coming from? Tell the truth, Cam. Tell the truth. No, it's a great pick. I was like, oh, it's a great pick of Cam. And I'm looking at him like, look at Cam. Cam looks like he likes himself a little bit more than I thought he did. Good for you. Man, we're gonna have a lot of Corey comments coming up in a little bit, but they suit the end of the not so rapid recap more than right now. Seahawks over Cards 38-30. Who the freak are the Arizona Cardinals? Are they the team that can beat anybody? Are they the team that can lose to a team like the Seahawks who had nothing to play for, don't have the talent you have on the field, and are the Cardinals just going to get annihilated in the playoffs?
2 months ago, you and I sat here and I talked about how the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL. They're playing like it. They deserve the credit. They're in the spot, blah, 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 blah. Now they're a 5 seed going on the road in a divisional game against a team they played.
Hey, I was a good little boy, Cam says. That sounds like something arrogant Dick would say. Huh? I knew it, Cam. I knew it.
I don't feel good about Arizona. All of a sudden, they went from the best team in the NFL to.
I'm upset him. Cam, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Friend's joke, Cam. Sorry.
I don't feel good about Arizona anymore in that match Monday against LA.
No, I don't either. I mean, I feel great about it. I picked LA to win it all. So that feels pretty good to me. Your Buccaneers, there was like a second or two earlier where I was like, oh, I don't know if they care. Then they went 41-17 over the Panthers. Matt Rule will not be fired, allegedly. Maybe he should. How'd you feel about your boys, the Bucs?
I think they should keep Matt Rule as the coach for the Panthers for a decade. I actually would have extended him as a Bucs fan if that was an option. Here's the great part about having Tom Brady on your favorite football team. There are things that are just going to happen, and you feel so great about it. The Bucs early on, and maybe this is just the mantra of this team, and they can't do this week when they get the Eagles. They just don't always start off great. The Patriots used to always have a pretty good start under Brady. The Bucs have not. That was awesome. When you get a 2-touchdown lead with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay defense, you know the game's over. How great has that felt as a Buccaneer fan for 15 years knowing your team stinks? And then you get a 2-touchdown lead. Jameis Winston's not quarterbacking your team and thrown to the wrong squad constantly. It's amazing to have that feeling.
I know. It's like, all right, guys, the savior of your franchise is going to be in his mid-40s. What is he, a head coach or offense coordinator? What is he? No, he's your quarterback. You're probably going to win. You're going to win at least one Super Bowl. You're going to be in contention for at least one more. You guys don't win this year. Does he come back?
Yeah, I think so. Or he never leaves. He'll play with Jesus. They were teammates at one point.
I know. That's insane to me. All right, and then the final game, the win and you're in or tie and you're in game of the week. Raiders top the Chargers in overtime, clock expiring, so close to a tie, 35-32. My favorite part of this, and guys, you were in some of these group texts, everyone checking on me like, you okay? The Raiders going in to Sunday night won 3 overtime games this year. They could not, I don't recall them putting anyone away like all year. I don't recall them winning a game start to it. They won, like, Derek Carr now has 30 fourth quarter or later drives to win games in his career. I believe he's got 57 wins. I'm not even I'm not making that up. Good. So 27 times they won a game where he didn't have to take them down the field late to win it. That's insane. So they're in, which means ipso facto, the Steelers are in. You're welcome. And I've been receiving thank yous.
I don't know, my brain is just registering this today, but I keep going to like all-time rankings. Where's it go? And it's fun to have those conversations. But for you, it's been 20 years, Levack. 20 years since your Raiders have won a postseason game. They've gone to the playoffs twice since that loss in the Super Bowl.
The one doesn't really count.
Because Carr got hurt, you're talking about?
Yeah, he broke his leg like 2 weeks before.
So, and I know it's hard to evaluate regular season games because there's so many over that course of that 20 years. But isn't that quite possibly your favorite Raider victory in the regular season the last 20 years. Now, I know you and I watched together that wild Buccaneer game back in like 2016, which was just a fun game, and it was like 180 yards and penalties for the Raiders, and they still won. But think about that. That might be your favorite victory in the regular season for the Raiders in the last 20 years.
This season, like the Ravens game, the one I did the most damage was the win over Cleveland last year, because when they won late, I jumped up and I punched an antique light fixture, like I was like Japanese anime, threw my arm up in the air.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, pieces of stained glass are like in my finger. There's blood everywhere.
Don't forget about it.
Like Judd Nelson at the end of Breakfast Club. And I still have it out on my front porch, because I was like, it was a really nice like antique. I don't know if somebody can fix it. Like, if you know someone who would like an antique light fixture that just needs a little bit of work, I will give it to you. I will give it to you so that you can do like it, because it didn't deserve the end it got. I was going to sell it.
Gozdilla Media gift store still available.
I'll
we can
do
put it up there.
We'll talk
to our friends.
They've had some really good wins the last couple years. This season, because everything went on, it's definitely up there. Marty Kelly Jr. Staley's fourth down behavior is insane. That cost the Chargers 2 wins! ! Yeah, he's different. I get a text from Albany football coach Greg Gattuso before the game. If your Raiders tie tonight, I will never speak to you again. So he's from the Pittsburgh area, whatever. So I was like, okay. So he was texting me during the game. At one point, he said, like, what is that 14-year-old boy who's pretending to be a head coach doing? And I'm paraphrasing slightly. I wrote back, analytics equals a smart word for stupid play calling. Like, it's just, it was so, this is what the guy does. This is who he is. He's a genius. He's going to use his stuff. And I'm sorry if you, genius, air quotes. But remember, he was the darling of the NFL for the first 6 to 8 weeks. Everybody loved him. His meetings, his questions, everything he said, everything they did. Everybody loved him. Like, if you are a slave to analytics, you are going to lose. Analytics are supposed to be part of what you do. You still have to look at a situation and go, hey, if I blow this, the Raiders are going to at least kick a field goal. And I don't want that. I'm going to punt the ball. Like, you can't, analytics, actually, I'm sorry. If the LA Chargers are listening, analytics are genius. You should always use them. Whatever the numbers say, that's what you should do every single time.
Brandon Staley's a mix between, remember the corners over the last 10 years? Like, Richard Sherman became popular because of the "you mad bro" Tom Brady thing. Like, wanted attention, and that's how he got recognized for being how good he was.
Well, Sherman, no, the first one was, don't you ever talk about me.
Yeah, well, I might have been the same season. I don't even remember at that point. But Josh Norman fights Cam Newton in practice.
Yeah.
And then he blows up. So Brandon Staley's this mix between, I'll show you how good I am. You guys don't know who I am. I'll show you how good I am. A mix between that and some guy who's had way too many beers and is playing Madden and like, punt. It's midnight. I'm not punting. Yeah. Punts for losers. I'm not going to.
See, I look at,
it's like Madden versus way too much swag in that guy.
He's like a nerd who's just pushing his glass up.
Well, they have a 45% chance of winning this game. Should I happen to go on this fourth down, I'll be good to go. Everything will be fantastic.
And then, like, it doesn't work. It's like,
all right, well, back to the drawing board.
Twice in the timeout in the overtime. Have you seen the clip that's going viral that they actually were going to take the knee and it was going to be a tie?
Yeah, Versace has said flat out, like, at multiple times during the week, they discussed not being afraid to tie. And then Versace said, like, we ran the ball and they didn't call the timeout. So we're like, all right, well, we'll keep the clock moving. We'll keep it moving. Well, they get in the shotgun formation. He calls a timeout, and then Versace looks over and goes, oh, so we doing this? Okay. They kick the field goal and win the game. Steelers are in, which has been very advantageous for me. I got to thank you from Coach Gattuso. Got to thank you from my boy Whitey. Dubsy, former producer of the Levack experience, once whatever co-host, then you and whatever. Now it's Sirius XM Soccer. Sent me Venmo'd me money for shots.
I saw that. I got a notification because of that. That was great.
He's like, shots, thank you. My boy Scotty Bing Bang Bling. All the Steeler fans are thanking me, and that's the right way to do it. You're welcome. I did that. It was me. I did.
Do you want to give out your Venmo and just in case somebody else wants to send you shots?
Jeff-Levack on Venmo. Jeff-Levack. Listen, it takes a village to get me drunk, and I'd appreciate any donations you guys would like to make. I'm in for it. I'm
well,
ready.
if you're going to send your money that way, we tell you to do this too. Make sure you're saving money with Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance, our guy. Give him a call. Here's what we want you to do.
He owes me money, in my opinion.
Venmo Levack and then call Jared. 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. And be like, hey, Jared, just heard it, Levack and Goz. Just want to let you know, I've decided to give Levack money to drink and watch the Raiders game against the Bengals this Saturday. Is that a good financial decision?
Smart move.
He may tell you, no, but I'll help you with other things like your car, your home, any type of insurance for something that's valuable. You got to shop the market for you to find out ways in which you can save some cash. Email him today, JAREDL@anymail.com. I've been telling you this for months. I want the most wacky, insane email header or title sent to him. ? Raiders, money, shots, and just leave the subject blank and just confuse Jared, or get a quote and save some money this year. JAREDL@anymail.com. He is Northeastern Insurance's guy, Jared Lozier. Give him a call, email him. Also help him out. He's a Colts fan. That was a rough loss for our guy, Jared. Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance, saving you cash in 2022.
I just got news from you, Albany.
Oh.
I'll give you that in a second.
Oh, okay.
Not sports, but actually, I'll just
was it Scam Likely who left you that
No,
text?
no. I just got an email. Albany, we have decided to postpone the start of the spring 2022 semester from Wednesday the 19th to Monday the 24th.
Whoa.
Classes will begin with a normal Monday schedule on January 24th. So, a little pushback. Obviously, probably a lot of it COVID related. So my kid gets an extended break. That seems great. We're getting along so well with us both being stuck in the house all the time. I'm sure she's thrilled to spend more time with good old dad. That's it. Look, breaking news right here. Levack and Goz on a Tech East Tuesday. Breaking news. And by the way, Jared Lozier, if you don't think it's sound financial advice for people to Venmo me drinking money, you're a hack. Okay?
Why'd you do that? Poor Jared. Jared's gonna get
because
this is not endorsed by Jared Lozier.
No, because Jared as well as I know Jared. Jared is not going to Venmo me drinking money. Jared will. I may get nothing from anyone else. Jared will take that as a challenge. Like, oh, son of a bitch. All right. How much is 2 top shelf shots of tequila? That's what I'm sending to Levack. He'll do it too. He's just
Sunday
crazy.
at the Hideaway, Jared. Maybe we'll see you there.
It will be nice. Yeah, busy week. Levack and Goz. So today, Tech East Tuesday, live from Tech East Fire and Water Restoration, also on the Facebook page, as well as Godzilla Media YouTube, as well as Goz's Twitter. Also heard in the laughter of children. And then Thursday, Mohawk Honda. What time are we at Mohawk Honda?
4 to 5:30.
4 to 5:30. Thursday, Mohawk Honda, Freeze Ridge Road in Scotia. And then Sunday, we're back at the Hideaway.
11:30 to 1 o'clock. Pregame before Eagles Bucks.
Thank God I've already broken dry January because there's no way I'm going there and not having a Bloody Mary. Or probably shots with Jared Lozier. All right, let's run through something. Do you want to save all these comments?
I would like to save them if you don't mind.
All right.
If you've written into the show, blame Goz. I got a comment I want for Goz. That's my fault. I'm pushing the end of the show.
You're just greedy.
Selfish.
You're selfish. You are.
I think the reason I'm being selfish is you hit such a perfect segue for the U Albany thing. I thought we were going to swing right into that.
I don't know if it's a perfect segue.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Interesting.
I think I can do a better segue. I think I could be like, money in my Venmo. That's something I've missed for a long time. Just like the Albany Cup. You like that? What? All right, now you know where the button. Now you know what buttons work. Now you know.
First time in 6 years I've ever hit a button,
and it was actually right. Not only did you hit the button, it was actually freaking right. Albany Cup is back. The press conference was today. We knew it was coming back, but the press conference made it official. Siena will play U Albany. Yay! Good. Finally, cooler heads prevail.
Yeah, that's the attitude I have about this too. That it's finally like. If you evaluate this rivalry,
finally the cup has come
back to the MVP arena. The millions. I want John Dargenio to do that. just a face-off, Rock versus Austin.
I'm trying to think. How would John Dargenio, the athletic director for Siena, deliver that? Finally, the Albany Cup is back here at the MVP arena, and we're very happy. Worked well. We've always enjoyed it. It's a good product. We do these things for the people of the capital region, and the world needs more Saints.
I would say John Dargenio would be the Rock. because of the goatee beard thing going on with Mark Benson, he would be stone cold. Is there any doubt in the world that Coach Carm is the heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels? There is not a doubt.
What are you talking about?
There is not a doubt. The hair, the swag.
Brooklyn Brawler.
I can see Coach Carm. Brooklyn Brawler. No, I can see Coach Carm dropping a sweet chin music on somebody in practice. Coach Killings, aka Killings Lee, maybe like British Bulldog, because I put his name sometimes different. I don't know what I want to do with Coach over there, but I don't know him as well as you do to figure out what WWE wrestler he'd be next year.
I'm just trying to think like somebody who's just uber intense, but
Ron Simmons for Rook.
Oh God, that would be awesome. He just comes out. Damn.
This is the Albany Cup. Damn.
I say like I would probably give him Heartbreak Kid before. I mean, that's
Kurt Angle, maybe.
Yeah, but he's sincere. Oh, let me think it over.
All right. So, anyways, where I was going to go with that is that think about this: like across states and upstate New York, there's not a lot of really cool rivalries of within a city in New York, right? Like Buffalo doesn't have 2 college D1 teams. Syracuse doesn't have it. New York City doesn't really have it. Rochester has D3. That's no shot to D3.
I thought the best rivalry in the capital region was you and former employers.
I'm
uncomfortable.
Now it's the Albany Cup. The Albany Cup has now jumped to 1. So that's the thing. Like, it never should have gone away. And I don't care who gets offended by that comment. I don't care if you Albany gets mad about it. It never should have left, because what this event has the potential to be and should be, with no disrespect to the Albany Empire, no disrespect to any other team, like one night a year, this should be the biggest sport event of the year locally. That's what it should be.
Could Killings be Seth Rollins?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a good one?
I like that.
That's a good one?
I like that a lot.
Since we're doing the wrestling thing, and since you're doing what should be here, you've got 2 just really, really exciting young head coaches, right? And I want to see them clash. I want to see them. So like Rollins and Reigns or whoever, like I like that the way that is. I love it. You know what I mean? Like, and they're both guys that I truly enjoy speaking to. It's very exciting that it's here and it's here to stay. That's very, very exciting. I hope that I hope that Godzilla doesn't suck and we get in there. We're at every game. As the premier crappy sports talk show in the capital region, I think we should be there.
By there you mean broadcasting live before tip off. Next date has not been announced, so it could be November, it could be December. Yeah, I think we could definitely make that happen. That'd be really cool if we're able to have that happen. I was there at the last one that was played. That was, I believe, 2016 during November break, which was lame. Like some of the students weren't back yet at CEFQ, and Albany won that game. It was a great game. So yes, I would very much like to have that happen. But thank you to whoever got it done. I don't care who takes credit for it. This was a huge deal to get it done, and I hope not just because you and I have covered these teams and we know about the programs and the coaches and the people behind the scenes. I hope the capital region embraces this, that now it was gone, how big of a deal it is, that this is so unique to Albany that 2 schools, not even in the same conference, can have one game of the year to say who's the best. That's really cool for this area.
Yeah, it really is. And like to your point about like the premier programs and stuff like that, like Sienna's basketball program is nationally regarded, nationally respected. Albany's is as well. And it's, I hope this grows too, because imagine if Scott Marr keeps the Albany lacrosse program at the level it's at or higher. Our guy Liam Gleason, the Sienna lacrosse coach, gets that program to where he feels and knows it could be, and all of a sudden the Albany Cup is multi-sports. You know what I mean? Like just like all of a sudden Coach Cash is out there throwing the golf club out. I'll take on all. Who wants some? Like it would be very, very cool to see that continue.
And I know women's basketball had it, but it was kind of like spotty because of COVID. It was bouncing around a little bit. And I know this report, I think Michael Kelly had it, whether or not that's going to happen to women's basketball. Yes, like this because you grew up here. I knew this moving out here. What that potentially could have. They build it in upstate New York and the Empire State. We're talking about Albany, the capital region. Sienna can be known for that cool of a rivalry. Like, think of stuff out of state. Duke and Carolina, they're in the same conference, but people think about that. And I know that's too high of a comparison, but the point is trying to be made is neighboring colleges competing for recruits, victories, national recognition, and what the rivalry can mean. I'm very excited. I was initially like, why did we wait so long? But Who cares? Like the wait's over. It's already back. Like why even sit on that anymore?
That's one of those ones that like, oh man, I wish this had happened sooner. It's happening.
Yeah.
Shut up and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect timing. I think your point of like, I don't care who got it done. I think it legitimately is everyone. You know, there was so many. It didn't take much to derail it in the past, obviously. So now it took everyone to go, we're not going to let this go away. People want it. They deserve it. Let's get it done. The Albany Cup is back. Let's go.
Not to make it all about us, but let's do that for a second. It was weird for us, you know, like having these conversations with
Right.
you Albany people we know and Siena people just because like we want it to happen as both fans and media members. It'd be like, why do you want that to happen? And somebody else from the other side, why do you want that to happen? Be like, guys, we're just trying to have a conversation. Like we're not picking sides. We're just trying to have a talk about it. That's it.
Depending upon when you listen to this podcast, which I hate the term podcast. The more I say it out loud, I just
show. How about show?
Yeah, this experience, the Levack and Goz experience,
Ooh.
live from Techie's Fire and Water Restoration. You're going to be like, why the hell are they talking about Joe Judge? He got fired because Adam Schefter and Josina Anderson are reporting that the Giants have fired head coach Joe Judge.
Whoa!
So at 5:30 Tuesday night, Techie's Tuesday, we spent about an hour talking about stuff. Joe Judge came along like, hey, he's got a job. I don't understand why he has a job. And now we're sitting there going, oh, that's why he has a job, because he doesn't have a job. Schefter and Josina Anderson. So apparently OBJ found out first because he tells Josina Anderson everything. So, I mean, right?
Okay. All right. So our show this is like the old school days. Our show gets started off a little bit while we're live. Okay.
Joe Judge out.
So going back to when we just recapped.
Joe Judge back at New England. Probably. Actually, could Joe Judge be the next Nick Saban Alabama reclamation project?
Ooh. I think that's, from what we've heard, Joe Judge's personality is very strong. Like he wants to be the rah-rah leader. I think that's Saban's thing, so maybe not.
Hold on. There's no way Saban and Kiffin got along.
Bill O'Brien.
I find it not likely that Bill O'Brien and Saban. Sarkisian is like
Kirby Smart.
Yeah. I think Saban's the kind of guy that like, look, stay out my spotlight. I'm the lead singer, and you can do what you need to do. And I will bring you back from the dead.
Yep, and they worked together before, so you know the combination of Patriots and Bama and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'll allow that makes sense. And going back to the Judge thing, I was going to compare it to, remember 10 years ago when Rex Ryan had back-to-back AFC Championship appearances, and then that next year they were like 4-12 maybe, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Rex Ryan's the head coach of the Jets." Mike Greenberg was screaming for months, "Fire him!" Right, but they brought him back, and the Jets, I believe, went 7-9. And they still fired him. So it was just a season of when are they going to fire Rex? The moment that Dave Gettleman retired, air quote, it was all like, how was Judge a coach? How was Judge a coach? And you know what really sealed Joe Judge's fate? Giant fan could argue about anything. Here's what sealed his fate. That play on third down where they're at their own 9-yard line. It's a 3rd and 8. And they got into like the knee formation and it just kind of like fell forward. I don't know if you've seen this play. It's gone by.
Yeah.
That was it. When you're not trying to win the game, when you're
just trying to stop the bleeding.
Oh my God. Like that should have been the play. They said, you know what? Just head off. This, you've guaranteed to get fired. Enough's enough.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Ooh.
Twitter exploding over here on my phone. The Raiders releasing their 2022 opponents. Shouldn't we be a little concerned about next week's opponent? Like Saturdays? Should we? I mean, by the way, we do play at Tennessee, so I feel like that's a Johnstone Supply funded game. I feel like they should pay for us to go to that game.
Okay, well,
I feel like
Johnstone Supply, that could possibly happen.
I want to go to Nash Vegas.
All right, so
Las Vegas.
Let's make it happen. I think the way we can make it happen, Levack, for Johnstone Supply in Troy, is to help them this winter. The temperatures are going down. It's colder and colder, especially this month.
Freezing right now.
It's important now more than ever to make sure your furnace, your boilers are ready to handle that extra workload this winter. Make sure. What happens if it breaks down? If it does,
you're freezing. It's cold.
And whether it's your family member, your friend, that might be happening to them, tell them to call this number, Johnstone Supply in Troy, 518-272-5922. Levack's putting in his phone right now, so he doesn't forget.
I actually already have it there.
272.
No matter how many times I change Tom's thing in my phone, it just keeps coming up as Johnstone Supply.
518-272-5922. Share that number with your friends if something happens this winter, especially with it going down. The crew at Johnstone will give you the advice that you need to get out of that dilemma, that problem, and figure out the best solution.
We still got those John Goodman
Yes, they
Furnaces and
do.
boilers?
The John Goodman furnaces are
Yeah.
in stock right now.
Okay.
High efficiency as they always are. Stop into 6th Avenue. And by the way, call them 518-272-5922. If you want, here's a little hint. Hit the number 2 after you hit the number, and that sends you over to Tom, Kevin, James, Rob, everybody over there. When you connect with them, tell me you heard about it. Levack and Goz right here.
Well, especially as somebody who works at a fire and water restoration company, the amount of frozen pipe calls we've been getting the last 2 days. On one hand, it's very nice to be alone with my thoughts here. On the other hand, it's creepy when I walk in and everyone's already out on calls. it's been pretty nuts. So make sure you get that stuff taken care of now. It is always good to talk to somebody who actually understands and gets it. The lack of knowledge that Tom has about professional football is filled up by a great knowledge of everything you could possibly need at Johnstone Supply.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't agree.
You
can't agree.
I was waiting for that. Go back to what you said. I thought you were going to say, I'm more concerned about this. And then you went to the Raider thing. What was your take on Judge? Are you surprised he's actually fired?
I think what it came down to is he had his meeting today with the owners, Mara and Tesh, and apparently everything that played great in that first interview did not play so well in this conversation. I think when he started doing his whole, I get calls from players who wish they were back here, and the last locker room sucked before, and I was like, that's what we loved about him in year one, even though they weren't as good as you would hope they would be then. Was he was a no nonsense, kind of a buck stops here kind of guy. There's a lot of buck passing going on this year. He coached. It was almost like he was coaching scared. So I can see where you go. Look, you're out, and I can't help but wonder: is this a scenario where you start talking to these GM candidates, and they go, "I don't want that dude." I get to pick my own head coach, or I'm not coming in.
Yeah, I think there's something to a lot of the stuff you just said there, and I want to ask you this question. It's a big compliment that I'm going to compare from historically speaking, maybe not so much the past few years, but historically speaking, you now have a different way to look at this than ever before because you've got the executive position, the president position with the Albany Empire.
Yeah, I got gray in my beard now for the first time in my life, too.
It feels like it. If Giant fan feels differently about this, you can let me know at Tom Goz, TOMG was easy on Twitter, at the Jeff Levack. Your comments here for the end of the show. How I view the Giants is that they got this old school approach to them. They did stuff a certain way for so long. Back to the Wellington Mara days where it was Bill Parcells and Phil Simms and Eli, the names for the Giants legends. But over the last 7 years, we'll say, something changed. And the way they did it before doesn't work now anymore.
Right.
And it feels like they've got rabbit ears bad for the Giants. Today, why wasn't Joe Judge fired Monday, but he was fired today? Did they see the backlash from the fan base and fired him? Goes back to the Eli Manning benching. Did they fire Ben McAdoo because of that? Did they fire Tom Coughlin because of the backlash that the fans? So it seems like the Giants are reactionary more than ever before because of, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, calls. But you're down in an executive spot. Do you get that vibe that the Giants are being too reactionary?
I can't help but think it was today's meeting. I think it was one of those scenarios where, okay, you have a chance. Explain to me what happened. I'm not the press. Don't shine me on. Don't tell me everything. I don't see what's good. I don't see what's bad. Explain it to me. I think it's a convergence of three things. The meeting went bad. GM candidates are not going to come in if they have choices and take a head coach they don't want. Because, look, Joe Douglas, same building. He's friends with Gase, and he had to fire Gase. You got to wonder, it's you put the timer back a year because I had to start all over. I think it's that. And yeah, sure. I'm sure you hear it because you're hearing people talk about not paying for season tickets anymore, selling their season tickets, stuff like that. Lindsay, who's at New York, it was state of whatever.
Back in the New York Groove.
That one. Yeah, New York grooving thing that she does. Diehard Giants fan. Got a tattoo on her. I can't remember the last time she tweeted anything positive about that team. And you look at it was freezing rain, so a lot of people probably weren't going to go to the game, whatever. But to see MetLife that empty, there were more people at a freezing cold New York Guardians game that we went to for the XFL than there were at that Giants game.
Yes.
And tickets were $6.
I was watching that Giant game, and there's that spot, the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And I was watching my cousins who are Jets fans, and I was like, there's nobody there. They're like, no. They're closer down. I'm like, no. Nobody is there at this game.
And that cameraman was not afraid to show it, too.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Chris, who works over at Crossgates, used to be with the Valley Cats. He's like, I tried to sell my tickets. Nobody will buy them. Nobody would buy the damn tickets. So yeah, I think it was all those things. But Judge out. Let's see who comes in next. See if they get it right. Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge. Who has the best chance? If you were hiring a head coach tomorrow and you had to pick one of the three.
Oh God, they're so awful. Like even like historically speaking, like McAdoo's really never got a chance against Shurmur's bad. I think Shurmur's an OC somewhere and he's going to get canned.
Yeah, no.
And now this, I would say Judge just because of age. I'm thinking about age with these guys, and I feel as if Judge has more likelihood to get a second chance than the other two because Pat Shurmur stunk in Cleveland. He stunk in New York. Ben McAdoo, how he handled the locker room, and he might have been an offensive genius, but people have passed that over. No, I would say Judge of the three, but boy, saying those hirings out loud are awful.
I got to tell you, I think of the three, Shurmur's probably the last one I'm going to take to be 100% honest with you. He's the Broncos OC. So yeah, you're right. He's going to be out.
Yep.
If he's not out already. I might give McAdoo the best chance because you want to talk about a guy. If I'm a GM, I don't want to come in and bring in the same old head coach because I got to deal with those problems. If I'm a head coach, I want to come in and deal with a retiring quarterback. You know, like I think McAdoo is probably the guy who's got like I would definitely get him a Taylor before I let him come out and do a press conference. But I think McAdoo might be the guy that I would hire before the other two.
Oh man, if you're a Giant fan and you want to do something like that, oh God, I think seeing McAdoo on the sidelines would probably. I don't even know if it'd frustrate Giant fan. I think what's frustrated Giant fan more, and I wonder if my answer is yes, and I'm telling you this before I even ask the question, but how much did it play a factor of Cowboys and Eagles both being playoff teams this season?
It didn't help.
Yeah.
Didn't help. And then losing to the football team who can't even keep the railings up in their stadium. They don't have a name. People are bringing their own heated benches, and you lose to them. You lose ugly to them. Tyler Heineken beat you. You know, half the team is hurt, and they beat you. And you're doing, you know, QB sneaks inside your own 5. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a great look.
Called him Tyler Heineken. I just kept thinking about Taylor Simeon, aka Trevor Simeon, aka Taylor Seaman.
Yeah,
I don't even remember it now.
Travis Seaman is what
Travis Seaman. Thank you.
He was in the game. He was in the game. I was gonna text you. I got busy. I was gonna text you and be like, "Why is Travis Seaman in this game?" All right, Levack and Goz live from Tech Keys Fire and Water Restoration. Best way back to normal. I have not slept in 3 days because of football. I shouldn't say I was about 2-3 hours of solid sleep, and the only reason I'm getting any of it is the Integrative Sleep Center in Balsa Spa with Dr. Fred Dreher. When you live life like a freaking idiot, like I do, like a nomadic gypsy who just one day I'm over at Tech East handling business. The other day I'm over at the MVP Arena handling business. Then I'm doing podcasts.
The nomadic gypsy. Yeah, forget Tyson Fury integrative sleep. Yeah, there's the nomadic gypsy for you.
You need when the head hits the pillow, I gotta go out. I can't have the snoring, the sleep apnea, all that stuff. Mouthpiece. Simple, easy, sleeping great. 2-3 hours a night. Tonight I'm going to bed right after this. Like an old man. Street lights are on. I'm going to bed. This is the deal. The mouthpiece keeps my airway open. Snoring's under control. Sleep apnea is completely under control. Feels great. Actually able to function. You can as well. The Integrative Sleep Center in Balsa Spa. Dr. Fred Dreher. Lifesaver. Literal lifesaver. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. Dr. Dreher and the crew at the Integrative Sleep Center in Balsa Spa, they'll help me sleep better. They will help you sleep better too. Sure, Joe Judge could probably use a little help sleeping right about now and help out. It's good for him. There, got you, buddy. Levack and Goz. And let's do you want to do
a
the
little Q&A to end the day? We got got another show coming up on Thursday. So if you didn't get through on this, come back on Thursday and
stop being lazy. Get it done.
That's right.
Just get the questions in. All right, let's go. We'll go right through. I got a bunch in here, and if you have some more, you can hit them as well. Let me know. Pepper them in. Jamie, who is your Super Bowl matchup? # spill the tea.
Jamie, you're the best.
I don't know why I love her so much.
I'm asking for her number after this because I actually need it for professional reasons, but she's great.
I'm careful. She's a man eater.
Well, I want to go first, Levack, because you know how stubborn I am, not just with life, but also with picks here.
All the things.
My preseason prediction, one more time. I got it right last year in the preseason with Chiefs Bucks. This preseason I called Bills Bucks. So because it's still alive, I'm going to trail like crazy this week. Money line bets on Bills Bucks until I can't stop, and I'm going to roll it over every week. Bills Bucks is seriously my Super Bowl pick. I feel very good about that play.
I like the Bills a lot right now because of the running game, and I think they travel well, and they're not going to have to travel that much. Plus, teams are not going to. Can you imagine going to Orchard Park right now?
Oof.
It sucks here in Albany. It's probably like, witch's tit cold in Orchard Park. That's like what it shows. I like the Bills, but I'll stick. Same reason as you. My two teams are alive. I have Rams over Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm sticking with Rams over Chiefs. Chiefs, if the Chiefs can get healthy, if they get through this week and Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, they aren't limping off the field. That defense is solid. They remind me a lot of your Bucks from last year. Just the defense came together and it was on. So I'll stick there. I'll do the same as you. Rams over Chiefs. I'm in. Corey from Greenwich. Hi guys. Real quick, power rank the last 14 teams, one being the best chance to win the Super Bowl. Goz? Corey loves to do like the most in-depth, like just deep, longest possible answer question there is.
I'll do this for you, Corey, instead, because I just told you Bucks, Bills, and because they're both going to come out of separate conferences. I would say Bucks 1, Bills 2. I'll give you the 14th team. The team I think is least likely to win the Super Bowl is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is least likely. All right.
Least likely to win.
Yeah, I would go most of the NFC, then the Chiefs, the Bills, the Titans. Raiders are probably just above the Steelers as far as chance to win it all. The Eagles, if they're not healthy, I don't know. I don't. I think it's going to be the only teams I really like in the AFC are the Chiefs and the Bills. After that, the Pats could sneak out, I guess, because that's what they do. But Green Bay, Tampa Bay, LA, Dallas, I could see any of those teams actually winning it all, though Mike McCarthy already has one Super Bowl, which is probably too many, considering he's not that good of a coach. But there you go. So, all right, let me see. Let me see. Just so you know, hey, guys, you were in heat the other day, and you got artificially inseminated.
What the hell? What are you talking about? Oh,
the cow named Goz.
Oh, right, the cow.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
so
right, the cow.
You're going to have a baby.
That's right.
You're going to have a little Goz baby.
Gross.
Little Goz baby. Hey, it's a silver and black kind of day. That's from our boy Stephen G. Moss. Dude, I'll take it. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a Vikings fan.
Yes,
so I appreciate the solidarity, my brother. Thank you for that. How about your boy, Tom? He just joined in. Huck apparently is his child.
Yes.
Huck is being a bit of a nightmare. I hope I didn't miss the lavish praise the Titans deserve. You didn't miss it because it don't exist. So there you go.
I got one over here, Levack. I know we talked about potentially doing this. Is that right?
No love. We beat both of them. Again, still talking about the Titans. Don't care. And then Cam answering questions from Jamie. He's got Packers Bills. So there you go.
Okay.
Cam.
I got our guy Rigney, and I really wanted to bring this up. He texted this to me. I can't talk about it in this normal chat with Travis because he hasn't watched the show. And this is like a lot of people who haven't caught up on Dexter.
Yeah.
I'm still hopeful he'll watch. What did you guys think of the end of Dexter? I think this is spoiler alert stuff. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers coming. Pause it. Skip ahead. Dexter finale. Your thoughts?
Overall, I liked it. I liked a lot of the episode. It didn't go exactly how I thought it was going to go. I guess I'm still kind of disappointed in it, but I also kind of realized I don't think there is any way I'm going to be happy they end that show. Like, this was Boston Dan said they were appeasing the fans. You think about it, this whole season was to appease the fans. It was kind of, I don't know if you've ever heard me. I think I've done it on our old show. I think there should be a federal law that if a show is on the air for more than like 2 seasons, it cannot be canceled without like a 6-episode like finale arc. And it almost feels like New Blood was the 10-episode finale arc.
Yes. I don't know how many people realize this. This is an old media thing, but when most TV shows are written and filmed, the last episode is actually filmed first. So what they do is most writers will actually know where it's going to end. So they'll film the last episode first, then they'll film the first episode, and then they fill in the middle. So like they know they're going to start at point A, point B, and then the rest of it gets filled in a little bit. Yeah. So
unless it's Lost or Game of Thrones, because they had no idea where the fuck they were going.
Yes. Yeah. Those shows definitely don't do that. But most shows are written front to backwards and then fill the middle. So yeah, I think Dexter, because they changed Clyde Phillips was the guy for first 4 seasons, whatever. Okay. To the finale. That is the best finale of any show since Breaking Bad. Best finale of any show since
I
Breaking
still haven't
Bad.
watched
Perfect.
the finale for Breaking Bad. I still haven't done
Perfect show.
that.
The only other show's ending that is better than Breaking Bad or Dexter's from watching the show from start to finish was a guy who just, here's another spoiler. 3, 2, 1. We're already in spoiler land right now.
Spoilers.
Did you ever watch The Jinx on HBO?
I started to. I never.
Oh my God. Robert Durst just died this week. The finish to The Jinx.
He was really good with Limp Bizkit. Thank you.
God, that one's long.
Thank you. That's what she said. Oh! No, it really is creepy. No, it really is.
That's the best end to any show of my lifetime. Crime, drama, or documentary. Go watch The Jinx. That is the best ending. Spoiler alert. It lives up to the hype. Go watch that.
The biscuit's limp when the night is over. Wow. Modern day poet right there. Modern day poet.
I want to get Antonio Brown on the soundboard, by the way. I don't know if you've seen his podcast where he's just yelling. Can I get a moment of silence?
Moment of silence for himself. Like I said,
I got to make it on here.
I don't know what's worse. That jackass asking for his own moment of silence, or the jackasses in the room giving it to him. Like, if you ask me for a moment of silence for yourself, the next thing you're gonna hear is, "Are you fucking serious? Are you shitting me? Are you serious?"
Didn't Craig Ferguson used to do something like that on CBS where they'd like end an interview with just like a minute of silence, but it was just so like as if he had died and was honoring himself. Just
dude, he is. God. And then like he's even said since like leaving with the show. Nah, I wasn't really professional. Like it's like that moment of like even he's gonna start to come back to earth just a little bit. Like the meds are gonna level out and everything's gonna be good. Corey and Greenwich, Goz, Big Bang Theory, best end of a series. I've never heard anyone say that before. Is that a
nerd?
Thing? Nerd.
Instacam.
Have you guys seen Stranger Things? Of course I have.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It's not over.
It's
a great show though. Very good show.
Can't wait. See,
Are they too old, Cam? I'm actually curious. I'll ask Cam first, then you, Levack. Are they too old at this point? Like, did COVID ruin that show?
No, because again, you can write around that. I mean, they were great in Ghostbusters. They were great in a lot of other things. And
I'm nervous about 11 making out with people like 18. Like, she's gonna make out with the what is the monster called there? The upside down guy.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to see that. I think they're too old. I think it's gonna be a ruin.
Demogorgon.
The first few seasons were epic. This season, I think it's gonna bomb.
There is a moment where you do have to walk away, but it's not yet. Like I got to find out. Like I know where. If you've seen the trailers, you know where Hopper is. How do you get there and how's he getting back? That's what I need to know. Okay.
Do a movie, 2 hours, call it a year, and call it.
Well, no, because we got to wait for the Rick Grimes movies from The Walking Dead.
All right.
We don't know when those are going to come out. They're supposed to be done already. Thanks a lot, COVID. Worst thing COVID ever did was play The Walking Dead movies.
That's right.
That's it. Oh man. I think that's pretty much that's it, right? There's nothing else to do. I think it's pretty much the perfect show.
I think the thing we need to do, Levack, to end this show is a moment of silence for Levack and Goz.
I hate you. Are you fucking serious?